Why do we think the way we think? Because of the environment we grew up in. At some point we started adopting certain patterns of thinking and behavior. We repeated them every day, and over time they became ingrained until they turned into our personality and identity. And surprise, surprise, if we start thinking and behaving differently and repeat that long enough, that will eventually become our personality and identity. But of course, when we start things doing differently, it initially takes energy and effort, and we have to face the uncertainty of whether it will even pay off. And this effort combined with uncertainty creates a feeling within us. It feels bad. It just feels bad. That's what we notice first, more or less. An uncomfortable, uneasy feeling. Maybe accompanied by thoughts like, I really don't feel like it. What's the point? And depending on past experience, it won't work anyway. And those thoughts reinforce the uncomfortable feeling. And the now stronger unpleasant feeling reinforces the negative thoughts. It becomes a loop, a cycle, where uncomfortable feelings and negative thoughts keep strengthening each other. Some people might even take that uncomfortable feeling as proof that it's not worth it, and that the negative thoughts are actually true. As mentioned before, we tend to strongly identify with our thoughts. And all of this happens unconsciously, automatically, in a fraction of a second. We don't even notice it. So what actually stops people from changing? It's simply the uncomfortable feeling. The uncomfortable feeling that arises when effort is required, combined with uncertainty about the outcome. That alone is enough to make something feel bad. And if it feels bad, that alone is enough for us not to do it. Yes, this is simplified, but I think it helps to understand the basic principle. So, in a way, we let ourselves be guided by that uneasy feeling in our stomach or wherever it shows up in your body. And what is that feeling actually doing there? Honestly, nothing. Depending on how we respond to it, it might even disappear on its own. Or we might intensify it with unhelpful thoughts. But in itself, it just sits there and does nothing besides feeling bad. So I find it fascinating that we let something like this, mostly unconsciously, control us, that we base our happiness on it, our entire lives even, because our brain is still wired in a way that when effort is required and the outcome is uncertain, it triggers biochemical processes that make us feel bad. And yes, past experiences also play a role in this feeling. Maybe you've fallen off a horse before, maybe you've been hurt in a relationship, maybe you have failed at something. And of course, that can make the uncomfortable feeling even stronger. But still, it's just a feeling. I know it's easy for me to say, depending on the situation, this feeling can be so intense that it feels like you might die from it. Feels like, but you usually don't. And of course, I don't enjoy unpleasant feelings either. But I think it helps to understand how they influence us, to become aware of them and then consciously decide to act anyway. At the very least, we shouldn't base our happiness, our life satisfaction on such a simple mechanism like effort plus uncertainty equals feels bad. Even if past experiences make that feeling even stronger. Because emotions can be regulated, they can be influenced. And maybe we can also reduce the chances of getting hurt in the next relationship, of failing at work again. But that requires engaging with these things more deeply, understanding how we as humans function. What's going on inside us, how we guide ourselves or let ourselves be guided by the past, by previous experiences, or by the random patterns of thinking and behavior we once picked up from our environment.